So it's probably news to literally nobody by now, because probably everyone's already spoke about it, but I wanted to give my opinion on the whole Clarkson sacking thing. I heard about it, there was rumours about it like the night before, but it had been confirmed the next morning that Clarkson is definitely no longer working for the BBC, which is a huge shame for literally everybody. Not just the BBC, not just Clarkson and all of his crew, but literally all of us, the people that actually tune in to watch this show. So if you've been living under a rock like Patrick Starr for some reason, you will know that Clarkson has been in a little bit of a row with the producer. He kind of argued about there being no food, and then he punched him quite a bit, not just once, quite a bit. Now, supposedly Clarkson and everyone in the team was kind of drunk at this stage as well. There's so many things being thrown around that's still not 100% clear, and that's the one thing that pisses me off. The BBC handled this like a group of amateur children, honestly. It really drives me insane. They kind of just spat out bits of news when they could. You know, as soon as they got information, they threw it out. And then all of a sudden they went, no, you know what, we're not going to release any more news. We're going to do it properly. And then they still didn't release all the news. You know, it's just literally pathetic. You know, ignoring the whole fact that he punched him, yeah, that's completely wrong. You know, it's a really stupid thing to punch someone. Even if you are drunk, that shouldn't be an excuse. You should not punch someone, especially if it's pretty much your freaking boss. But at the same time, the BBC could have dealt with this internally and quietly until they've got all the information sorted. They didn't know if it even happened. Clarkson turned himself in. You know, it's just really stupid that everything had to be leaked out slightly, and everything got leaked out by sources and so many other things like that it's retarded. Some people interviewed James May about a few questions, you know, once he'd got home, and they're stalking outside his house, and because that's what media do. They're really terrifying people things. They were asking him if he would continue without Jeremy, and he was saying that those three come as a package, and it would be a bit odd to not have Clarkson there with them, and they just didn't want to do it, which kind of came to a surprise for me, because I thought that, you know, if Clarkson had been sacked, you know, I thought that they maybe have carried on, but at the same time I'm thinking, if that is the case, Clarkson must have something planned. They wouldn't just go, you know what, I'm gonna go with Clarkson and have no job for the rest of my life. They've probably got something planned, as in, they're getting bought out by Sky or Netflix. Netflix would make sense, and obviously there's ITV as well, but honestly, over all of them, Netflix makes much more sense, because Sky's more of a UK business that's, you need a box from them, and it's really stupid. And then you got ITV, which, they're ITV, they don't have a lot of money, and then you've got Netflix, which obviously makes sense, and they could make like Top Gear DVD style things, which would make total sense. One thing I'm worried about as well is the reaction when someone actually does continue Top Gear, because they will continue the show. It's still going to make them a lot of money, just not as much, probably. But they'll still make a lot of money from it. But I'm terrified that the fact that that guy, or those three guys, may be literally shat on by people saying that they're trying to replace them, and, you know, that sort of thing. And it's just gonna happen. You can see those people getting attacked and just becoming crazy because people were attacking them for, well, accepting one of the best jobs in the world. Just look at it this way. If you were offered a job to host Top Gear, would you say no? But I wish them the best of luck, and hopefully you guys in the comment section below will, you know, not be one of those people that just attack those people that get replace Clarkson and such, because as I said, if you would to get offered that job, would you decline? No, you wouldn't. It just makes sense, and if you love cars, and if you love making money, you just can't go wrong, can you? But overall, Clarkson will be missed. The BBC fucked up, Clarkson fucked up, everybody fucked up. It's a big mess. They could have waited to deal with this, you know, after the series aired, or at least air parts of the thing they have recorded, because they have the big video things recorded, and they still own technically James May and such. You know, it's a big fucking mess. And apparently the police are getting involved, which honestly you shouldn't give a shit about, because, well, it's been dealt with, and it's two men having a little bit of a kerfuffle, and nobody got killed, and that's just how it is, and he's got a lot of money, and he can still sue them for comparing him to fucking Jimmy Savile. One thing I'd like to quote from what the BBC people said, they said, it can't be one rule for one and one rule for another. Now, that's basically saying that if Clarkson punched someone, oh, it's like, oh, you can get away with it. Say Jeff, if he punched someone, his producer, he's going to get the sack straight away. Now, that I understand. But if you hid the fact that Jimmy Savile was a pedophile and he touched children that were on his TV show until he died, well, that's just a little bit fucked up and hypocritical, don't you think? Jeremy Clarkson didn't touch children, just to be, he'd know. But anyway, Top Gear will be missed. It's honestly like the only reason that I would own a TV license, because it's the only show that I really, you know, tune in to watch live as soon as I can. You know, as soon as I've finished recording or whatever, I get on and watch Top Gear and make sure I watch Top Gear. Everything else I watch on BBC iPlayer, 4OD, Netflix, just all that kind of stuff which doesn't require a TV license. For those that don't know, TV licenses are pretty much forced upon you in the UK, and all they do is allow you to watch TV. You're effectively paying for the BBC to not have third-party advertisements. They still advertise their own shows, they still have ad breaks as such, but there's no ads in between TV shows, that sort of thing, like other channels. But you still have to own a TV license to watch the other channels, but you don't have to own a TV license to watch the shows after they've aired live on BBC iPlayer, on 4OD, and Netflix. It's stupid, I know, but hey, it's the UK, it's how it is. So hopefully everything goes well for everybody. Hopefully they replace them with good, really cool people that like cars and are as passionate as Jeremy and the guys were. Hopefully Jeremy and the guys obviously go on to do something themselves. Hopefully, I'm hoping that Clarkson sells the remainder of Top Gear that he owns to make even more money and goes to do whatever he wants. Maybe he could, you know, start a YouTube channel, you know, Clarkson TV, or maybe he can make his own channel, or maybe he could go to Netflix and make kind of Top Gear DVD style things, or go to ITV and make 6th Gear, which would be fun. Or maybe he can just retire. That's also an option. But anyway, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. It'll be awesome to hear. And it's a shame that Clarkson's gone, but until next time, guys, I'll see you soon. Peace.